good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Don't know when you're going to see this. Thank you for joining me on Tumbleweed X. Now, we normally do our food for thought on Tuesdays, but it's kind of been a hectic time for us as well as all of you. That's kind of what we wanted to touch base with today, is how hectic, how crazy, how just... Let's not pull any punches anymore. Let's be honest. It's freaking insane. So, I apologize first of all for all the bumpiness. Shouldn't be too bad, but hey, you never know. Anyhow, so food for thought this week. I want to talk about the insanity that's going on right now. So this past Sunday, we had a huge, and actually it's been this whole couple weeks, it's been just crazy insanity out here, because we had a huge memorial out here in Arizona for Charlie Kirk at the home of the Arizona Cardinals, State Farm Stadium. I worked the recent Super Bowl that was out here, and I can tell you there were a lot of people, a lot more people for this memorial than even came out for the Super Bowl. I'm not even playing. I'm not even joking. It may not have had the mainstream media fanfare that a Super Bowl would have, but I'm here to tell you, there were more people. It has been crazy with it. And along with that craziness, well, that's what I want to touch base with you all on. So, in this past 3 weeks, we've had 3 domestic terror attacks. I'm not pulling punches. I'm going to just throw it out there, be frank. We, of course, had the assassination, killing of one Charlie Kirk. The silencing of a voice that wanted nothing more than to have conversation and debate. We had a individual indiscriminately shoot up an ABC affiliate station in Sacramento, California. Just randomly, drive-by shooting, taking shots random. In protest of one Jimmy Kimmel being suspended. And Jimmy Kimmel's one I'll probably go into later at another video, because he's pushing a divide, and he's pushing very low information and uninformed, aligned propaganda out to people who are just that, uninformed. And as of yesterday, when we had that event in Dallas, we had a shooting of 3 individuals in custody of ICE. 1 dead, 2 of them are critical condition. And if they were aiming at the ICE agents, they missed and hit the 3 quote-unquote migrants, illegals in detainment. 1 dead, 2 in critical. So now they're caught up in this in an even worse way. This divide that we're seeing pushed, this is horrible. I don't care if you're on the left, the right, Republican, Democrat, you're a leftist, you're crazy. Let's face it, both of the sides have their craziness, have their radicals. However, right now, I mean, in light of, those children, the children being killed in Michigan, the attack in Tennessee by the trans, that's just it. Let's throw the punches away. Left-aligned, democratically endorsed groups of people are behind this horrible act. But the divide between the conservative right Republicans and the progressive leftist Democrats has never been greater than it is right now. Guys like Jimmy Kimmel and others are just furthering that divide. Now, I know some of you are going to say, well, Trump. Okay. Trump might be, saying what he's saying too, and it might gap the divide a little bit too. But it's nothing compared to what everybody in media, these CNN, MSNBC, all these other aligned propaganda pushing mainstream media networks and people like AOC, Ilhan Omar. Why is she not deported? She fraudulently married her own brother. The proof's there. The evidence is out. Everything's there. Why is she not being stripped of her citizenship and be deported? Why? But she's allowed to go into churches and curse, blasphemy right from the pulpit. I mean, come on. The divide is big and getting bigger because of these actions, because of these words. And you hear people talking about cool down. Well, you know what? It all starts with one. The individual needs to cool down. Watch the rhetoric. Tone it down. Stop being aligned with whatever it is that's causing the divide. Well, that's not going to happen, right? So, I'm a huge endorser of the Constitution. I'm a constitutionalist. I believe in the Constitution. First Amendment, Second Amendment, all the way through all of them. Fourth, Fifth, all of it. It is your right as a First Amendment to be protected against the government for your freedom and right of speech. The government. Because I know somebody's going to come out there, oh, why are all these people being fired? Because your First Amendment does not protect you from being fired because you're violating your company's policies, procedures, ethical and moral standards. Stop trying to hide behind the First Amendment if you don't understand it. First Amendment protects you against government, not against private entity, employers. Okay? Freedom is scary. Deal with it. Speech has consequences. Deal with it. Some people can even say, well, they are. Look, speech has consequences. That's why, Charlie Kirk, wrong. They silenced him and killed him because of his freedom of speech. They couldn't beat him in a debate. They couldn't match him in a conversation. So they silenced him. Jimmy Kimmel and his distasteful, immoral, and unethical jokes. Those are not jokes. That's a push of rhetoric. I don't know why he's back on the air. To be completely honest with you, I really don't. People being fired, let go, because of their posts and their actions and what they're saying in public. Hey, actions have consequences. But we cannot heal the divide until somebody steps away from the weapons. Until somebody opens a dialogue, takes a seat at the table, puts down the sword, and picks up. Okay? And picks up the one thing that it seems we have a lack of: tolerance. I will no longer, and I have not, defended anybody. You get fired for something you said, that's on you. When I punched a clock, I used to think before I spoke. I never spoke without thinking. People that worked with me will tell you there are some pretty harsh things I said and pretty harsh actions I took. But I always spoke the truth. And yeah, I hurt feelings. And yeah, there was conversations of, hey man, come on, tone it down. Yeah, okay, I'll tone it down the minute they do. Okay? I will meet you on even ground. I will meet you in the middle. That's what we've lost. AOC, Ilhan Omar, frickin' Pocahontas. Yeah, I said it, Pocahontas. Say something, I'm native. She's not. Take a look in the mirror and ask yourself just how much you know of what's really going on. Have you done your own research? Have you looked into, in depth, your position? Do you know who these talking heads are representing? Who they are pushing on you? Stop picking a side. Pick the nation. Too many people right now are sitting here speaking about we're a nation of hate. We are a nation of fascists. We are a nation of racists. Isms and ists. Don't believe the propaganda. Don't believe the rhetoric. Stop and think for yourself. Think for yourself. Make your own mind up. Show you have half a brain. Do the right thing. Love thy neighbor. That's only part of it. That's only part of a phrase. Start your research there. Look it up. Do the research on love thy neighbor. See what the remaining amount of that phrase is. See if you live up to it. In the end, we all breathe the same air. We're occupying the same ground beneath our feet. We operate within the same economy. And a lot of us are citizens of this nation, these United States of America. You may not like certain aspects behind it, of it, but there's a reason you're here. You haven't left. And those of you who sit there and say, let them leave, tell them to leave, relax. Have that conversation. Find someone who differs from your position, and you won't have to look hard. I was talking to one of my friends today. His own sister unfriended his children because they went to the Charlie Kirk Memorial and posted it all up. His own sister unfriended her niece and nephews. And then when he contacted her, they got into it, and she blocked and unfriended him. That's a brother and a sister. That's blood. That's bad. I'll be the first to say I've turned my back on a lot of family. And I've done a lot of things. Said a lot of things to family. But we need to heal this divide. Because whether you like it or not, if we don't heal, if we don't come together, if we don't figure out a way to close this divide, Tim Pool, Michael Knowles, Charlie Kirk, Jack Posobiec, all those guys, as they're so fond to say, we're entering another level of civil war. People are dying senselessly. Stop and take a moment. Do your research. That's all I'm asking. That's your food for thought for today. So try to be the best version of yourself you could ever be, and the best version of yourself for your community. Little food for thought. Let's heal this divide before it destroys us.